this information.
Okay.
Because,
and then, excuse me, Chair. I think we have one of our friend of the committee who is not supposed to be sitting here. Our senior is supposed to be sitting there, not here. Because I'm asking a question, he's responding for them.
Order. And
I'm requesting my senior honorable, my friend, I think you should be sitting there, not here.
No, Honorable Koros, let's, as colleagues, let's respect each other. That is our grandfather in this parliament, so let's respect our senior.
Chair, can we get
and let's get to the side shows. Let's go on. Honorable Koros, that's your grandfather, so
we get the copies,
allow him
Chair.
to sit freely where he wants to sit. And I ask the CS to proceed.
yes.
And our senior, don't engage with the young ones again. You take your cool. Thank you.
Madam Chair, Honorable Kolos is an honorable member. He's not a young one.
Honorable Kagwe, let's proceed. CS?
Yes.
Chair, can we get copies? I think that's what members really want.
Yes, that's where we were
instead of
before we got diverted. So you said you have copies?
Yes, I will make available those copies.
Okay. I would wish that once you go through them, you table them, give them to our clerk, so that we can go through them.
Madam Chair, the third consignment was in respect to disposable gloves, masks, and so on. This was in the form of 3 packages of 22, each weighing 22 kilograms. And this, as I said, was received on the 28th of May, 2020. The other consignment, Madam Chair, was in respect of assorted medical supplies, 697 packages. This was received and dispatched on the 24th of May, 2020. However, on this consignment, 21 packages were short-landed, 21 packages. And up to this moment, this has not been accounted for by Ethiopian Airlines. But the rest of the packages arrived safely. And I want to confirm, Madam Chair, that all these items arrived safely and they were dispatched following proper verification by the designated officer. And at this point, maybe I will request the director, first of all, the principal secretary, Solomon Kitungu, if he wishes to clarify any of these, following which, with your permission, I will request the director of the government clearing agency, maybe, because these are the people who handled them on the ground, to say, with your permission.
That's in order. Proceed, PS.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, we came with the director for government clearing agency who actually dealt with the matter so that he could provide any further details.
So who is the director? Proceed. I think you've had the concern from members, and it's clear what information they want to get. So would you just be very clear on what you received, the process, and how you handed over, whether to Kemri directly or to the Ministry of Health? Did you hear me?
I didn't get that.
Yeah,
Thank
proceed.
you, Madam Chair. Yeah. As you heard...
Order, Chair. Point of order, Chair.
What is it, Honorable Koros?
Can he first introduce himself, Madam Chair?
It's okay, he's just headed there. Not everybody is used to this, getting inside these chambers. That's why I had to ask him whether he heard me. So, Director, introduce yourself, what you do for the government, and handle the issue.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My name is Felix Ateng, Director, Government Clearing Agency.
And now also, could Could you also properly wear your mask?
Yes, I'm Director Government Clearing Agency.
Put up your mask so that it covers your nose. Thank you.
This is an organization that was formed with an objective of facilitating the government in clearing and forwarding of anything that it exports or exports. As clearly stated by the CS, these consignments arrived.
And speak to your microphone so that we don't struggle to hear what you're saying.
They arrived in 6 batches. And the first consignment, as was mentioned, arrived on 24th March. And there were detection kits, 11,300. And Ministry of Health designated an officer by the name Dr. Isabella Ayaga, who is the head of global health security at the ministry. So she's the one who we were coordinating with when clearing these consignments. So the first consignment was received by an officer that she directed called Vitali Shikulu from Kemsa, and was transported by Kemsa trucks on the same day. The second consignment.
I think, I don't know whether I'm the only one who is lost. Director, we might need to give you some time.
Yeah.
Because that information you're giving us is what we are looking for.
Chair.
But clearly what you gave
Madam
us
Chair,
here,
Madam Chair,
Chair.
let me add my voice on this.
Order, just let me
Madam
just...
Chair, will
yeah.
you allow me to add on my voice?
Honorable Koros,
Thank you,
just
Chair.
hold on.
Chair.
Hold on. Vice Chair.
Waziri Chris, you have a lot of experience when it comes to Parliament. I guess so. And going with the document that you have tabled here, and even the document that you are reading there, is not the same. And then 2, the Director of Government Clearing has more information, which the ministry should have harmonized and tabled as a whole
Chair.
in the committee.
Order. Point of order, Chair.
Honorable Koros, could you allow
Now.
your colleague to finish, then I'll give you a chance.
Will I say that you are not prepared enough to appear before the committee, and perhaps you need enough time to go and harmonize what you have, and perhaps being given more time to table that document here? I think that will sort out this issue.
Thank you, Vice Chair. I think that's what I was raising, because you seem to have information that we don't have. For example, you said the first bunch. You actually added, it was 11,300 detention kits received by Dr. Ayaga, then who received a Kemsa. That's the information we're asking for. I don't know, you seem to have other papers that you're referring to down there. Maybe what you can do is we give you time, you go compile those many papers that you have, give us as a report with attachments. So that it can, what you are saying is what we are looking for, but we are struggling to hear you. You're not very audible. And number 2, that's information that you would want to have, but it's not in our document.
Chair.
Honorable
Chair,
Koros.
Yes, Chair. That's why Chair was saying what Waziri was giving us was fake. I request, Chair, I request this committee. I think what the director is telling us is the truth. What the ministry is giving us is fake.
No,
And that's
Honorable
why,
Koros will
Chair,
not go through
we
that
always
way.
request, when we have
Order.
such kind of a national issue which Kenyans want to know the truth, it's always good when we have the CS himself answering these questions. So, Chair, I think it's good for us we listen to what the director is telling us, because that's the main guy who receives the consignment. He will tell us the truth, who receives, silienda wapi, silienda Kemri, silienda ministry, silienda Tanzania, ama wapi. Let us listen.
Honorable Kagwe, and I think I'll give it also to Honorable Dagla so that we conclude this matter.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. I raised the issue of the consignment that the table that the CS has given us is vague. You know, it's like they are hell-bent on losing us on a trail. The CS gives us a schedule. He calls his director to give us some information, which he is holding to himself. Our letter went out last week so that they can come and tell us about the consignment of Jack Ma's donations. But if they're giving us information in piecemeal, I'd equally stand with what the chair said and other members. You can stand down that witness, stand down that ministry, they go prepare, give us one band of documents so that we are able to shift through the information they're giving us, then we're able to interrogate that information. But if you know he says there were 11,200 copies of this and this, by the time he's through, I may have forgotten what I want to pinpoint. But if I have a file like the one I'm having here, I'll be in a position to interrogate what they're telling us. And what the Professor Eri will tell us from Kemli, so that we see, are they telling what they received, what was cleared by the government clearing agency, and what the CS has told us? We need one bundle of document for us to be able to interrogate. But if
I hear you, Honorable
we are lost.
I hear you. I think we are all in agreement that the document before us from the ministry is not well prepared. And so I want to make a decision so that we move on.
Madam Chair.
Because we see the director, you have a lot of information that we require. We need to compare what you received, what Kemri will say they received or the ministry, and what actually got to the warehouse and what went out. Because this is a house of record. And we just need to have proper records. As we said, you can say something and you deny tomorrow, I didn't say it. So that's why we need written submission before this committee. So I think I'll allow you, CS, to say something, but I'll allow you after that, you take leave, go prepare a proper document, and appear before this committee tomorrow at 9 a.m. We'll start earlier, but to start at 10, we can start 9 a.m. with you, so that we can have a proper document. CS.
Yes, I hear what you are saying, Madam Chair. But what were we asked to come and respond to? We were asked to come here and respond on the role played by the Ministry of Transport in clearing the Jack Foundation supplies donation. We responded to that. The second one was, how and when did the Ministry of Transport hand over the shipment to the Ministry of Health? We have explained that. Subsequently, supplementary questions have arisen as to the quantities. And we were in the process of providing these quantities, and I had promised that we will supply copies of these because it was not in the initial response, Madam
Point of
Chair.
information, Chair. Just a point of information.
What do you want to inform?
CAS.
Yes, do you want to be informed by Honorable from Diwa?
Yes.
Thank you.
Proceed.
Thank you, Chris. What this committee really wants is the detailed document. And actually, when you are called here, you are given an opportunity to exonerate the ministry on what is flying out there. So what we really want, including bill of quantities, and if possible, pro forma invoice, whether it's donation, they do have those from the shipment agents. In this case is ET, which is Ethiopian Airline. So why we are standing you down, even though you have responded, but in our view, that response will not get you off the hook of these things going around. So you need to get back, get the time, get the details, including those pro forma invoice attached to it, bring to us, then we will be over. That's what we are looking for, CS. Thank you, Chair.
We are concluding this matter. Honorable Chris Obure,
Yes.
do you feel now you're informed?
Yes, I am properly informed, Madam Chair. And yes, it's a good idea. Let's provide all the information on one sheet. We'll be able to do that. And bring the information back by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
9. I can do it 9:30 because we have another committee, we have other people coming in at 10.
Fine.
We had scheduled you for this afternoon.
Okay,
But
fine.
even for your officers, because I know they are there.
Okay.
Director
We will
of
do
clearing,
that. We'll do that by 9:30 tomorrow morning.
9:30.
Chair, before you close,
Yes,
could
Professor.
I have a word, please? Thank you very much, Chair. My name is Mahmoud Sheikh, Member for Parliament, Professor Mahmoud Sheikh, Member of Parliament for Wajir South, and a member of the Health Committee. Apologies that I was in another meeting. Now, my point is not about the CAS or anybody, or not about the director's position or anything else. It is about why the CS is not here. If this has been discussed, then I will need to get updated on. But why is the CAS here? If we can remember, the Health Committee
Professor,
has clearly put forward, and it
Professor,
has gone to the House and the
Professor.
Speaker. Yes.
Let me just inform you that we had already dispensed that matter. There's a letter already with us. And so it's only that you came in a little bit late. We had already
But
handled the
tomorrow
matter.
he must be here. It's another day. He must be here because the last time we discussed, even in this House, by the Speaker, and the ruling that was given, we want to see the CS coming here. CS Macharia must be here. We are not going to condone issues of, and avoiding this important parliamentary committee that is equivalent under Article 125
Professor.
of the Constitution of Kenya, puts this House as equivalent to a High Court.
Professor.
And it's not a joke. It's not a joke. Thank you, Chair.
Professor, yeah, I would also wish that
Order, Chair.
Honorable Koros, you know,
Order, Chair.
you cannot order the chair. That's one thing. So
Point of order, Chair.
you cannot order the chair, Honorable Koros. But I think, members, for us to proceed, because we also have the ministry to give us their direction.
Madam Chair, just one important issue that I want to pass across, and it should go.
Who is speaking now?
Madam Chair.
Yeah, please, let's speak through the chair
Yes,
so that we can have
yes.
some order.
Madam Chair, let me put it very clear that, this issue of COVID-19, it's a very serious matter. That as a committee, we don't want to discuss this thing back and forth. I want to appeal to the government and to the executive that they fine-tune on their communication. This is the problem that we have. It could be not, perhaps maybe there is nothing that is going on about this issue of COVID. But when we have people from the executive coming with half-baked information, this is what creates tension and dotted line outside there. So I will appeal that any institution of government invited here, if they know that they are not prepared enough, they need to go back and prepare. So then we avoid all these gray areas. And I will appeal, and I'm sure I'm communicating to some people in the government. So then we have enough information. Public should be fed with enough information. Madam Chair, thank you.
Thank you very much. CS and your team, we've made a decision. Clearly, we need a better document. We'll give you time. You take leave. The information, the direction that the director was taking, that's what we need. If yes, you received, for example, this number of kids, how many were they? We just need full details. Who received, then at what point were they handed over, and to who? So that from there we'll pick it up so that we can connect the dots. Otherwise, when we have these gaps, people keep on speculating. So thank you. We request you to leave now.
Chair,
and we'll see you at 9:30.
The CS must be here tomorrow, Chair. I want this ruling to be done on. The CS Macharia must be here. We're not going to accept CAS to come and stand up for him all the time that he's avoiding this committee. It is unacceptable. Do we want to call it impunity of the last order? We will not accept it. We will not accept into that. And I want every member of this committee to be able, Senate as well as the National Assembly, to take that with me and second everybody here. We want to see the CS. Why is he not here? We are not going to accept tomorrow that we will not be attending this meeting tomorrow until he is here. We will not accept it.
I'll rule you out of order, Professor. Because once we have documents communicated to this House, we also are a House of Procedure. We cannot anticipate what will happen tomorrow. Order, members.
Chair.
We are allowing the ministry team to leave so that we can proceed. So the Ministry of Transport, kindly take leave.
Madam Chair,
We'll communicate to the Speaker on this matter.
For record, Madam Chair,
Yes.
I did inform the House, report to the House earlier, that the CS has a commitment, and he always attends parliamentary committee meetings wherever he is required. But I said on this occasion, he is indisposed. And I'm saying, you have asked us to come back tomorrow. We will stress to the CS on the need for himself to come personally, if he is well enough.
Point of order, Bana CAS, Madam Chair, allow me. Is it now, if I'm sure you have a role to play. That's why you're a CAS and you are appointed. Whoever appointed you, His Excellency, must have seen your capacity. For you to come to the committee and pass back the issue to the CAS that he can be invited, it means you want to cast aspersion on your own commitment or that capacity to dispense government policy in Parliament. Do you want to challenge your capacity? I thought you are here on your own capacity. You've been sent by your boss to come and the reason why you are his assistant, Madam, it means you have that capacity.
Madam
and
Chair,
Chris, I know you have the experience. You should not panic.
Madam Chair.
Now, I don't know why we are having this argument. We have ordered ministry. I think you need more time to go prepare yourself, give us facts.
Madam Chair, permit me to weigh in on this, please. Kindly, Madam Chair. We are not arguing. What I hear the members say, and I'm certain you've heard them, and the CS has heard. What he has said is very simple. He's going to place on the CS to attend tomorrow if he's in a position.
Yes.
It's as simple as that.
Yes.
But we need to place it in home that if the CS is unwell, we pray for his quick recovery so that he comes and faces this team tomorrow.
But honorable members, I also want to remind you,
thank you,
Honorable Jagagwa, that the last sitting, it's always good to be fair. The last sitting we had, the CS Transport came and appeared. And I don't think we have ever invited him and he has ever failed to come. There is a proper document forwarded to the clerk's office. So if there is a reason, all of us, anybody can be sick, anybody can have a commitment. So I don't think we need to really belabor on that point. We have directed the ministry. The most important point here, your document is not adequate. Go and prepare. Let's meet tomorrow at 9:30. Thank you. Let's go to the Ministry of Health.
Thank you very much indeed, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, could I just start by saying that indeed I am aware that my colleague is ill-disposed and would have loved to be here himself because I personally spoke to him on my way here, wanting to know whether he is coming, and I'm aware that he is ill-disposed. So I think it's good also to clarify that and to clear that it is not, he did not leave, he did not come here intentionally. And I would like to clarify that he wanted to rest the case with my friend, Sheikh.
Thank you, CS. Thank you.
Madam Chair, let me start from the outset by saying that I am here to clarify a number of things that have been raised both by Parliament, and by Parliament I mean both houses, and issues that have also arisen in the public mind as a result of the communication that has been going on in regards to COVID-19 in general and specific issues that have been raised that involve matters of transparency, matters of management, and matters of accountability. From the outset, Madam Chair, let me say that when it comes to matters of accountability and matters of transparency, my ministry is determined that this is going to be the case. We are determined to clear every single item and every single issue that may be in doubt as far as this committee is concerned, this House is concerned, and the Kenyan people, because it is only fair and right that they do so. We have no intentions of protecting anybody. We have no intentions of hiding anything. And Madam Chair, I will do my best to clarify any issue at all that may have a reason between the time I was here and give specific details and the time and this time round. And just to say, Madam Chair, that it is important for this to happen. You have rightly said yourself that what happens is that when there are gaps, then you'll find that people will make up, or creativity will intervene. And that creativity, while important and good, is also important to clear, because it plays around with people's reputations, it plays around with people's names, and so on, and people's careers. And especially at this time, when this disease is still ravaging us, it is still continuing, day in, day out. COVID-19 as a virus is not finished. It is not a past tense. It's a present tense. Today, we will be announcing some people who have got the disease, and tomorrow we will be announcing others. God help us that tomorrow we will have no deaths and so on. But I think it is good to bring it to light that as we discuss these matters, let us not discuss COVID-19 as if it is over. It is here and present, and we will continue in the foreseeable future. And we pray to God that the people, that we do not lose any persons to this disease, as is currently happening both in Kenya and elsewhere in the world. So for me, Madam Chair, there are a number of issues that you have alluded to and have been asked to respond to. And what I propose is I will respond to the general questions. We have got the details of every single item that I'm going to mention. Every single thing I'm going to say has got an annex, a very detailed annex of what is included in it, and I'll be happy to respond to each one of those issues. Madam Chair, the first item I'm supposed to respond to by way of answer is the role played by the Ministry of Health in clearing Jack Ma's Foundation COVID-19 supplies donation and other donations. Madam Chair, let me just say this, that following what you have just heard, the clearance of any government donations is in the hands of the Ministry of Transport, as has been indicated. And indeed, we confirm that as the ministry itself has indicated, it is true that that's what we got. The general procedure of receiving donations in the ministry is through communication received from donors directly or through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, informing the intention of donating commodities, equipment or services, and their quantities, when to be received, and the point of entry or delivery. The ministry then gets in touch with the government clearing agency, which is responsible for the clearance of government cargo, to confirm arrival and requirements for clearance. Once the commodities are cleared, they are transported to Kemsa or to Kemri for storage and subsequent distribution. In regard to Jack Ma donations, the Ministry of Health received communication from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for 3 consignments. Those 3 consignments are in Annex 1 of this document. The second Jack Ma Foundation donation came in 2 consignments. The first consignment was received from the government clearing agency on the 15th of April and cleared and delivered to Kemsa on the same day. Annex 3 of the document here spells exactly how that happened. And as Kas Obure had indicated, that is precisely what happened. The second consignment was received from the government clearing agency on the 28th of May 2020 and delivered to Kemsa on the same day. The details of the consignment are in Annex 4. The third Jack Ma Foundation donation was received on the 24th of May 2020 and delivered to Kemsa on the same day. That is Annex 5. In regards to local donations, the Ministry of Health was notified by donors on the intent, and continues, by the way, to be notified by donors who intend to support the fight against COVID-19, indicating what type of donations, quantities of donations, and sometimes the donors specifically indicate who they want to give their donations to, or what type of donations they believe are more useful than other times. And since this is a donation, we sometimes confer with them and agree